So another Andy B 2-minute video. And I've called this one, well, the title's all to do with snakes and ladders. I don't know if you know the game Snakes and Ladders. I hope that translates well around the world, but it's a board game and you've got pieces on the board, you shake your die, and then as you're moving along, there are snakes or there's ladders. And if you've got a ladder, it jumps you up further up the game. And as you go around the board game, you might end up on a snake and then you end up going back so far in the game. So the ladders push you along and the snakes, you fall down the snake and you go back to where you were. That's the game of snakes and ladders. And I wonder how often we see our lives with God a little bit like snakes and ladders, that there are things that are cheats that help us to get on in life. And then God's waiting to trip us up with some snakes that push us back to where we used to be. But that's really not how it works in our journeys with God as Christians, as people. And if you've got that sort of a mindset, can I ask you to change that? Because that's just not how life works. God isn't there ready and willing to trip us up. And he also doesn't very often pick us up and move us on a massive way. He helps us walk through and work through the difficulties in life that we face. So don't always be looking for ladders to get you on and to jump ahead and get around the problem to win the game. And don't always be worrying about snakes that are going to be pulling you back to where you were. Most of life is going one step at a time, one step of the board game, one little square at a time. That's the life for most of us. God isn't there to trick us. He isn't also there to try and skip us on ahead. Sometimes he will. But most of life is about walking one step at a time, quite often just trying your best to put one foot in front of the other, and maybe just one little shuffle after the other. The only important thing is to keep on going. Just a thought.